Good afternoon. It is the 30th of September, and this is the weekly wrap up. I'm going to try things a little bit differently this week and try to record this from my computer. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, let me know. I want to start off with a couple of announcements this week. The first one is this Wednesday, the 3rd, from 6 to 7:30. We have a Taste of Deeper Learning, which is an opportunity for you to come out with your families and join our community. And we're going to eat some food and we're going to talk about deeper learning. It's a pretty awesome event. We did it last year, had a lot of people. You come out, there's free food. We talk about deeper learning. And that leads into November 1st when we have our first exhibition of deeper learning where students will show off the things that they're doing around campus and all of the cool stuff that's happening at Moore. So if you're not doing anything Wednesday, you need to be here 6 to 7:30, and that's open to everyone. While I have your attention, I want to talk real quick about following us on social media. This is the main way that we communicate. So please follow us on our Facebook, our Twitters. We have like 500 Twitters, uh, Instagram, and all of the other things that we do out there. Just please make sure you follow so you know what's going on in school. I want to touch briefly on the backpack of skills. As you know, our eighth graders and our 12th graders will be defending their backpack at some point this year. And the whole point of this is so that we can assure that our seniors who graduate with a plan, the skills to implement that plan, the empathy to make that plan worth it, and then a desire to improve yourself in the community. These are important things. So I'm really looking forward to as we build that defense process, and we'll involve some students in that as well, so we have a good idea going forward. Now I want to touch on something this week, which I'm not going to say it's going to be controversial, but it's one of those things, oh, do we really talk about it? Yeah, we need to. So, fighting in school. We don't have more fights than other schools typical our size. And really, any school in America, when you put that many young folks with that many hormones and that much stuff going on, are going to have some fights. I want to talk about my approach to them as a principal and some things that I'd like to see moving forward. First off, I'm going to say to all of you, 2,300 of you and 250 staff members, I don't like suspending kids for fighting. Now you're like, well, why not? Because as a general rule, I'm not sure that that necessarily works to prevent the fight from reoccurring. It's more of a reactive thing. Now that being said, I have no problem utilizing suspension to create a safe learning environment. But really, what I want in a perfect world is for you as students to be able to solve these problems before it gets to fists, before it gets to something physical. We've put a lot of things in place on campus to help you do that. So you may not know, but we have more mental health counselors here at Moore than any other school in the district, to my knowledge. Over the past couple of years, we've added 4 mental health counselors and a social worker. So we have 7 traditional school counselors, 4 mental health counselors, a social worker, our youth service coordinator, our homeschool coordinator, our community liaison, our lead. We have this whole team of people that are solely there to help you with things like getting to school on time, doing school well, and then at a most important level in helping you understand and resolve conflicts. In the long term, what I want is a safe learning environment. I want to be able to walk in this building and you feel safe, I feel safe, our staff feels safe, everyone feels safe. Because if we do that, then we create an environment that everyone can be successful. Um, if we're going to have real talk about this, I I get very concerned when I see an uptick in fighting or I see students that get into a physical altercation because, in my experience, a lot of times what happens um, is we get in a fight, we think it's buried and it's done, but then it escalates some more, and then it escalates some more, and then it escalates some more until it spirals out of control. Most often, the time, what I've encountered in my practice is the fights that we have, a couple days later we don't know why we had a fight, but we know we want to get even with it, and that's not what we need to do. I can think back to myself as a young man, and I got in a lot of fights as a kid. Sometimes I didn't make the best choices, and I can always remember when I was done, maybe 15 minutes, maybe an hour after. I couldn't always remember what I fought about, but I could remember that I felt ashamed of myself for allowing myself to lose that level of control. And I've seen that same look in a lot of kids' faces over the years after they fight. And I'll just be honest with you, as an educator for quite a while now, and as a principal for quite a while, over the years, I've buried a lot of kids. Um, that's it's not fun, and I know that those of you listening to this, you can think of friends, family members that you've experienced that sort of violence with, and we all know that's not what we want. So I want you to remember that we have so many resources in place for you here before it can escalate to violence. So please utilize them. And if you don't know how, ask any adult and we will help you and point you in the right way. That's literally what our job is. So please think about that. On a lighter note, our football team is 6-1, which is the second best start in the history of the school. They take on Western High School, who beat us last year this Thursday. So it'd be great for everyone to come out there because I think we're going to beat them and be 7-1. Um, it's been a good start to the school year. I want all of you all to know, and if you haven't heard it from me lately, I love being the principal here. I'm proud to be the principal here, and I'm proud of you all. And now you know more.